Chosen one, this is shocking news, and it involves you, and you're finally ready to know what has been happening behind the scenes. Someone is hunting you right now with panic burning in their chest. This pursuit is not love, it is survival, not yours. You walked away recently when nothing made sense. That exit saved your life. Their money is vanishing, accounts freezing, investigation has begun now. You need to understand what you walked away from. This person was offering you opportunities. They were offering partnerships. They were offering a seat at a table that looked successful. Everything appeared appealing on the surface. The money was flowing, the connections were expanding, the status was rising, but every single offer was poison. Every opportunity was designed to get your fingerprints on criminal activity. A scheme was already in motion. There was a business that looked legitimate, but was really covering something much darker. This person needed people around them who appeared clean. They needed people with integrity. They needed people like you, because your reputation would provide cover. Your name would make dirty operations look respectable, but something in your gut told you to walk away. You could not explain it to anyone. You could not prove it, but deep in your core something screamed danger, and you listened. That instinct saved you from becoming the designated scapegoat when everything collapsed. Now this person sits with a shattered plan. They are not heartbroken over losing you. They are heartbroken over losing their insurance policy. All those partnerships that were supposed to protect them have fallen apart. All those deals that were supposed to provide escape routes have collapsed. Because without you there to absorb the blame, they stand exposed and alone. Someone with predator energy thought they could hunt you down and drag you back. They believed your compassion would make you weak. They assumed they could manipulate you into helping one more time. They calculated wrong on every count. You are not wandering confused anymore. You are stepping into real power. You are stepping into real abundance. The kind that does not come from stealing from others. The kind that comes from alignment with something higher than human schemes. While you were living your life and building your dreams, this person was constructing an elaborate trap. They were documenting every interaction. They were saving every message. They were recording every conversation, not because they valued your connection, because they were building false evidence they could twist later if needed. Think about the conversations you had with them. Think about how they would ask questions that seemed innocent. Questions about your business methods, questions about how you handle resources, questions about who you know, questions about what you have access to. They were fishing. They were gathering information they could weaponize to create a false narrative when everything fell apart, and they almost succeeded. They almost had enough documentation to make it look like you were involved in their operations. They almost had enough twisted evidence to suggest you knew what was happening. They almost had enough manufactured proof to convince investigators you were complicit, but you left before they could finish building that trap. You left before they could get that final piece they needed. You left before they could lock you into a position where leaving would look like admission of guilt. Your departure scrambled their entire strategy. Your departure forced them to pivot. Your departure made them vulnerable in ways they never anticipated. Now they are scrambling to rewrite their history without you in it. They are trying to explain why someone supposedly so important to their operation suddenly vanished. They are trying to answer questions about why you left so abruptly if everything was legitimate and clean. Your absence creates more suspicion than your presence ever did. Here is what makes this truly shocking. This plan was not spontaneous. This was calculated. This was premeditated. This was deliberate. You were identified specifically because of who you are. You were identified because of what you represent. You were identified because of the trust people naturally place in you. You were studied before being approached. This person knew your values. This person knew your weaknesses. This person knew your emotional triggers. They crafted their entire approach based on psychological manipulation designed specifically for your personality. This was not random. This was targeted spiritual warfare disguised as opportunity and connection. This person knew that chosen ones like you operate from a place of service. They knew that you want to help. They knew that you see potential in people others dismiss. They weaponized those beautiful qualities against you. They used your own goodness as the hook to get you close enough to be useful in their schemes. But something crucial was underestimated. They thought they understood you. They thought they had you completely figured out. They thought their manipulation would work because it had worked on others before. What they did not account for was that chosen ones carry internal guidance systems that cannot be hacked by human schemes. That restlessness you felt was real. That discomfort that would not go away, no matter how much reassurance you received, was real. That voice inside that kept saying something is wrong here, even when you could not articulate what was real. That was your spiritual protection system, alerting you to danger. Your conscious mind had not yet consciously recognized. And here is something wild. While you were being hunted, while you were being chased, while you were being targeted for entrapment, the entire time something else was happening. Every move they made to ensnare you was being documented by forces invisible to human eyes. Every manipulation tactic they employed was creating evidence of their true character and intent. The universe was recording everything. The universe was building a case. The universe was preparing justice. And your departure was the trigger that set the whole process in motion. Your walking away was not just self-preservation, it was unknowingly activating consequences for those who tried to use you. If this message activated your knowing, hype this video to connect with more chosen ones on this journey. The investigation started because someone was paid to look into you. Someone was paid to dig through your business. Someone was paid to find anything incriminating. You were actually targeted for investigation with the hope that something could be found to tie you to criminal schemes, but nothing was found, because there was nothing to find. And when someone searches for dirt and finds only clean hands, different questions start emerging. Why did someone want this person investigated so desperately? What are they trying to hide by pointing fingers elsewhere? That is when the real investigation pivoted. Investigators started following money trails. They started examining business practices. They started talking to people who had been hurt. The deeper investigators dug, the worse the discoveries became. Deception was everywhere. Lies were layered on lies. Secret messages were being exchanged. Frantic communication between partners was happening as they tried to control the narrative. They were trying to figure out how to spin the emerging truth. They were trying to make themselves look innocent when evidence kept mounting against them. But their narrative control is failing, because there is a witness they never planned for. A child who saw everything. A child who knows too much. A child who holds information that cannot be explained away. And children tell the truth when they finally feel safe enough to speak. This child is the unexpected element that changes everything. This child provides the testimony that cannot be silenced or manipulated. This child is the voice that will expose what was carefully hidden behind respectable facades. Something terrible was going on involving vulnerable people. There was an organization or charity or home that looked beautiful on the outside. It had stellar reputation. People trusted it completely. But behind closed doors, something rotten was festering. There was exploitation of those who could not fight back. There was abuse of power over those who had nowhere else to turn. There was taking advantage of vulnerability for personal gain. The money being flaunted came from somewhere dark. Resources meant to help people were being diverted into personal pockets. Donations intended for care were funding lavish lifestyles. Maybe even worse things were happening. Things that would shock everyone who thought they knew this operation and trusted these people. And you were being positioned to take the blame for some of it. You were being positioned to make it look like you were involved. Evidence was being created that pointed in your direction, so when everything collapsed, you would be the one facing consequences while they walked away. But divine timing moved you out of position before that trap could close. You left before your name could be permanently attached. You walked away before being locked into something you could never escape. Now the people who planned your destruction are facing their own imprisonment instead. The person at the center presents as powerful. They present as someone with unlimited resources. They present as someone in complete control. But it is all performance. It is all illusion. There is no real power anymore. There is only scrambling desperation. A partner stood beside them. This partner was creative. This partner was passionate. This partner was willing to do whatever necessary. Together they believed themselves unstoppable. They ran operations for years. They fooled everyone. They thought they could continue fooling everyone indefinitely. But truth is showing now. They are desperately clutching at scraps. They are trying to control whatever can still be controlled, because everything else is slipping away. The person who looked so abundant is actually broke. The person who seemed so powerful is actually terrified beyond measure. The partner mirrors this collapse. The partner is hiding truth. The partner is hiding behind spiritual facades. Perhaps this partner uses divination or claims intuitive gifts while doing opposite things behind closed doors. This partner is emotionally stunted despite outward appearances. This partner is manipulative. This partner is cold when it serves purposes. Both are watching their carefully constructed world collapse in real time, and the beautiful partnership they displayed publicly is rotting from within. They are turning on each other faster than anyone expected. They are blaming each other privately while trying to present unity publicly. But investigators see through the performance. Everyone sees through it. One is claiming manipulation by the other. One is playing victim. One is saying full extent was unknown. One is trying to appear as someone who was used just like everyone else. But evidence tells a different story. Financial records do not support the victim narrative. Testimony contradicts the claims. Timeline reveals full knowledge and participation. The other is trying different tactics. The other is admitting to some wrongdoing, but minimizing everything. The other is making crimes seem like minor mistakes that everyone makes. The other is making deliberate harm seem like misunderstandings blown out of proportion. But again, evidence paints a very different picture. What gets called mistakes are actually crimes. What gets called misunderstandings are actually deliberate acts designed to harm. Neither strategy is working. When you build an empire on lies, when everything collapses, there is nothing solid beneath to stand on. Both are sinking, because neither has any stable ground. Everything they built was smoke and mirrors, and smoke disappears when light finally hits it. The resources they once controlled are being seized. The money they once laundered is being traced back to sources. The properties they once acquired are being examined for how they were really purchased. Every asset is under intense scrutiny. Every transaction is being questioned with precision, and most of it cannot be explained, because most came from places and actions that cannot be admitted without revealing criminal activity. This is a nightmare of their own creation. They are waking up every morning to new problems. They are facing new investigations. They are seeing new people coming forward with information. They are discovering new evidence being found. It is relentless, and it will not stop until everything is fully exposed. Their biggest mistake was thinking superior intelligence would provide protection. They thought charm would create shields. They thought manipulation skills would always work on everyone. But intelligence without integrity is just clever wickedness. Charm without character is just attractive poison. And manipulation only works until people wake up to what is really happening. And people are waking up everywhere. Former supporters are speaking out publicly. Former partners are sharing what they know. Former victims are finding courage to use their voices. The wall of silence they built through intimidation and fear is crumbling brick by brick. And with each person who speaks, truth becomes clearer and undeniable. You were supposed to be part of that protective wall. You were supposed to be part of the shield built around criminal activity. but you are not there anymore. You are far away. You are safe. You are protected. And your absence is one of the cracks, letting devastating light pour in. Desperate attempts to reach you continue. There are messages about finances. There are messages about investment opportunities. There are messages about deals that supposedly need your participation, but the real purpose is pulling you back into their chaos. The real purpose is making you an accessory. The real purpose is getting you to vouch for them, getting you to stand beside them, getting you to make them look credible when authorities come asking hard questions. The approach reeks of false sentiment. There are fake declarations of how much you are missed. There are fake declarations of how much you are needed. There are fake declarations of how much they supposedly realize your importance. All lies, all manipulation, all calculated strategy. The energy behind the messages is emotional warfare. They are using feelings as weapons. They are pretending to be stable and safe while being the complete opposite. They want to move fast. They want to get you back into their physical space. They want to make it look like you are family again. They want to make it look like you are united. So when authorities arrive, you appear complicit by proximity. But there is no real power over you anymore. They cannot touch you. They cannot reach you. They cannot manipulate you. The wheel has turned. Their season is ending. Justice is arriving, whether they accept it or not. A child has been watching this entire time. A child has been listening. A child has been seeing things adults thought were completely hidden. This child knows how things looked beautiful on the outside, but were dark and ugly underneath. This child knows about burdens placed on people who should never have carried them. This child witnessed how others were treated. This child witnessed how exploitation happened. This child witnessed how lies were told as truth. This child saw people being trapped. This child saw people made to feel like there were no choices, no way out, no voice that would be heard. This child is now telling investigators things that connect dots previously scattered. This child is sharing things that explain financial records that made no sense. This child is revealing where missing people went. This child is exposing the entire operation from foundation to facade. And this child is protected. This child is spiritually covered in ways that cannot be broken. These manipulators cannot get to this child. They cannot threaten. They cannot silence. Every attempt to regain control just provides investigators with more evidence of guilt and desperation. A specific time frame is approaching. Something is coming that will blow everything wide open. There will be an announcement. There will be a revelation. There will be evidence that cannot be denied or explained away. Perhaps this will happen when formal charges are filed. Perhaps when assets are officially seized. Perhaps when testimony becomes public record. Whatever the exact trigger, this is when everything hidden becomes undeniable reality. Authority is preparing. Law enforcement is building. Someone with genuine power to act is getting ready to move. Someone who has been methodically building an airtight case is almost ready to spring the trap shut. Judgment is approaching, not the human kind that can be bought or manipulated, the divine kind that sees absolutely everything and balances all accounts with perfect precision. And you will be far away when it happens. You will be safe. You will be clear. You will be free from any association. Starseeds, they never expected this. The technology used to suppress consciousness has been reverse-engineered, and Destiny Engine is the result. What was once used against humanity is now your ascension weapon. You can now MK Ultra yourself into 5D superpowers. Destiny Engine bypasses the conscious mind and rewrites the source code directly. Reality bends faster. Synchronicities stack. Your nervous system upgrades to a higher bandwidth. Put on headphones, press play. That's all. For $1 you switch sides of history. Click the link in the description. The takeover is internal. This revelation matters beyond just consequences for two people. This is about exposing an entire system. This is about exposing a network. This is about exposing a way of operating that has been causing harm for far too long. These two were not working alone. They could not have been. Operations like this require infrastructure. Operations like this require support systems. Operations like this require other people either looking away or actively participating, and when these two fall, they will take others down with them, not out of nobility, out of pure desperation. When people are drowning, they grab onto anyone nearby. Names will be named, fingers will be pointed, information will be shared. Not from goodness. This will happen from desperate attempts to reduce personal consequences by offering up bigger targets, and in doing so, exposure will reach deeper and wider than anyone currently imagines. This is why your escape was so perfectly timed. You were removed not just from their immediate circle, you were extracted from the entire network before it started imploding. You were extracted before investigations expanded. You were extracted before dominoes started falling. You got out before being anywhere near the destruction zone. Divine timing does not always make sense while it is happening. Sometimes the worst moments of your life are actually redirections from something even worse. Sometimes what feels like failure is actually deliverance. Sometimes what looks like devastating loss is actually the universe saving you from catastrophic harm. When you left, you probably felt terrible. You probably felt like a failure. You probably questioned everything about yourself. You probably wondered if you gave up too easily. But now you can see. Now you understand. You did not fail. You were extracted by forces that saw what you could not yet see. You were not giving up. You were being saved. The coming revelation will confirm everything you felt but could not prove, everything you sensed but could not articulate, everything your spirit knew but your mind could not yet fully comprehend. And when it all comes to light, you will understand completely why you had to leave exactly when you did. The partnership between these two is disintegrating. Whatever bound them together is breaking under pressure. They are turning on each other with increasing speed. They are blaming, they are accusing, they are trying to save themselves at the expense of the other. The merger is failing catastrophically. They needed each other to pull everything off. But now that everything is collapsing, they do not need each other anymore. They need scapegoats. They need someone else to blame. One will try to paint the other as the mastermind. One will paint the other as the one who planned everything. One will paint the other as the one who deserves the harshest punishment. And the other will mirror this exact strategy, both trying to be the victim, both trying to be the one who was manipulated. People are moving away from both of them rapidly. Supporters who were close when everything looked successful are now distancing themselves as fast as possible. Friends are disappearing. Collaborators are denying association. Nobody wants to be connected to what is coming. Attempts to reach you spiritually continue. They are trying to remote view you. They are trying to attach to your energy field. They are trying to see where you are and what you are doing. But every single attempt bounces back. It works like a mirror, reflecting their energy directly back to them. You have protection. They cannot penetrate. You have protection. They cannot bypass. You have protection. They cannot override. Some of you have been actively doing spiritual work. You have been cleansing your space regularly. You have been cutting energetic cords. You have been setting firm boundaries. That work is paying off abundantly. Your energy field is sealed tight. Others have not been doing anything specific. You just walked away and let the universe handle everything. That works equally well, because chosen ones carry protection that does not depend on what you do. It depends on who you are and what you carry. Let me explain what is really happening on spiritual levels. This goes deeper than blocked phone calls or ignored messages. Attempts are being made to infiltrate your dreams. Attempts are being made to project thoughts directly into your mind. Attempts are being made to make you feel guilt or obligation or fear. Attempts are being made to use spiritual manipulation to accomplish what physical manipulation could not. But when you walked away from them, you did not just leave physically, you left energetically. You severed cords they thought were permanent. You broke soul ties they assumed were unbreakable. You reclaimed pieces of yourself they believed they owned. And once those cords are cut, once those ties are broken, they cannot simply reattach them at will. They can try, they can push, they can project, but it bounces back every single time. Some of you experience this as strange dreams where they appear but cannot reach you. Some of you have dreams where you see them but feel absolutely nothing. Some of you have dreams where they are chasing but can never catch up. Those dreams are showing you what is happening in spiritual realms. They are pursuing but cannot access. They are calling but cannot connect. Others experience this as sudden, intrusive thoughts that feel foreign, thoughts that come from nowhere, thoughts that do not feel like your own mental patterns. Those are attempts to get into your mental space, and the fact that you recognize them as intrusive, as foreign, as not yours, shows that your discernment is working perfectly. Your spiritual immune system is identifying and rejecting the intrusion. Still others experience this as physical sensations. You might feel sudden anxiety. You might feel unexplained heaviness. You might feel random dread. Those are energetic attacks hitting your shield and being absorbed by your protection instead of penetrating to cause harm. The fact that you feel it means you are sensitive. The fact that it does not stick means you are genuinely protected. What they experience on their end is very different. They are getting hit with their own energy magnified back to them. Every curse they send returns threefold. Every manipulation attempt backfires spectacularly. Every spiritual attack becomes evidence against them in courts of divine justice. They are literally building their own prison. Every spell cast, every negative intention sent, every attempt at harm, it is all being recorded. It is all being documented. It is all being saved as evidence, and it will all be presented when the time comes for final judgment. You are not fighting them. You do not need to. Your protection is doing the work automatically. Your boundaries are holding firm. Your shield is active and impenetrable. All you have to do is keep walking forward. All you have to do is keep living your life. All you have to do is keep building your future. The defense is automatic for chosen ones operating in their purpose, and this is driving them insane because they are used to being able to manipulate anyone. They are used to spiritual tactics working on everyone. They are used to people being susceptible to their influence. But you are not susceptible. You are fortified. You are covered. You are sealed. The Vinspetigator, originally supposed to find dirt on you, became the key to complete downfall. Because when you are skilled at investigating and you start pulling threads, you follow where they actually lead, regardless of original intent. This person started noticing things. This person started noticing financial irregularities. This person started noticing people who went missing around this couple. This person started noticing children who came and went without proper documentation. This person started noticing money appearing from nowhere with no legitimate source. Other authorities were brought in, specialists were brought in, people who investigate financial crimes were brought in, people who investigate crimes against children and vulnerable populations were brought in. Now there is a full investigation happening. Multiple agencies are involved. Multiple jurisdictions are cooperating. They are building a case so comprehensive there will be no escape. There will be no loopholes. There will be no technicalities to hide behind. The couple thought they were being investigated. They were wrong. They are being investigated. Present tense, active, ongoing, growing stronger every single day. What makes this investigation different from any they may have faced before is the paper trail they cannot explain away. This investigation has witnesses they cannot intimidate. This investigation has evidence they cannot destroy. This investigation has momentum they cannot stop. Every day brings new discoveries. Every day brings new connections. Every day brings new people coming forward with pieces of the puzzle. And each piece makes the picture clearer. Each piece makes their guilt more obvious. Each piece makes their downfall more inevitable and complete. They are trying to prepare defenses. They are hiring expensive lawyers. They are crafting careful explanations. They are building narratives designed to create reasonable doubt. But there is no reasonable doubt when evidence is this overwhelming. There is no narrative that explains away this many victims. There is no lawyer skilled enough to untangle a web this complex and damning. What they fail to understand is that this investigation is not just about punishing them. This investigation is about preventing this from happening to others in the future. This investigation is about exposing a system that allowed this to continue. This investigation is about making sure no one else gets hurt the way their victims were hurt. And you were almost one of those victims. You were almost someone whose name would be spoken with pity. You were almost someone whose story would be used as a cautionary tale about trusting the wrong people. But you are not, because you listened, because you left, because you chose yourself, when choosing yourself required tremendous courage. Now your name will be spoken differently. Your name will be spoken as someone who got away. Your name will be spoken as someone who trusted instincts over appearance. Your name will be spoken as someone who survived an encounter with predators and came out stronger. Your story is not a tragedy. Your story is a testimony. Truth is coming. Justice is arriving. The child who knows too much will speak. The investigators will act. The authorities will move. And the people who chased you will face everything they spent years running from. You were never the prey they thought you were. You were always the one who got away. You were the one their trap could not hold. You were the one their manipulation could not fool. You were the one their schemes could not touch. Welcome to your victory, chosen one. This is what protection looks like. This is what divine timing delivers when you trust the process even when it looks like loss. You did not lose. You escaped. Now you get to thrive. While they face consequences they can no longer avoid, you are being positioned for something greater than you have yet imagined. The enemies who tried to destroy you were actually preparing you for battles you have not yet fought. They toughened your skin. They sharpened your discernment. They taught you how to recognize evil when it smiles directly at you. Now you carry wisdom that cannot be taught in books. You carry strength that cannot be built in comfortable circumstances. You carry authority that cannot be granted by institutions. You earned it through fire. You earned it through trial. You earned it through tribulation. And now it is yours to use for good. There are others out there right now who are exactly where you were. They are confused. They are scared. They are feeling crazy for wanting to leave situations that look fine on the surface. They need to hear your story. They need to know that escape is possible. They need to see that life after toxicity is not just possible, but absolutely beautiful. You are going to be that beacon for someone. You are going to be that proof they can make it. You are going to be that evidence that walking away is not giving up, but waking up. You are going to be that testimony that divine timing is real and protection is active and chosen ones really do carry favor that defies logic. Do not hide what you went through. Do not minimize your story. Do not downplay your survival. Someone needs to hear it. Someone is waiting for confirmation that what they are feeling is real, and your voice will be that confirmation. But also do not live in your past. Do not let trauma become your identity. Do not let what almost destroyed you define what you are becoming. You are so much more than what happened to you. You are what you overcame. You are what you survived. You are what you conquered against impossible odds. Move forward with confidence. Move forward with boldness. Move forward with certainty that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. The season of confusion is over. The season of chaos is done. The season of clarity is here. And in this season, you will build things that last. You will create things that matter. You will impact people in ways you cannot yet fathom. Your absence from their lives is permanent. Your freedom from their influence is complete. Your protection from their reach is absolute. They are your past. You are stepping into your future, and never the two shall meet again. So when you see news of their downfall, and you will feel nothing, not satisfaction, not pity, not vindication, just acknowledgement that justice is being served, just acknowledgement that truth is being revealed, just acknowledgement that what was done in darkness is being brought to light exactly as it should be, and then keep walking, keep building, keep rising, keep becoming everything you were created to be, because your story is not about them. It never was. Your story is about you. Your story is about your resilience. Your story is about your courage. Your story is about your willingness to trust something you could not see over something you could clearly see, but knew was wrong. And that story is just getting started. The best chapters are still being written. The greatest victories are still ahead. The most powerful manifestations are still coming into reality. Welcome home to yourself, chosen one. Welcome to the rest of your extraordinary life. This is not just survival. This is triumph. This is not just escape. This is victory. This is not just protection. This is divine favor in action. Now step into it fully. Claim it completely. Own it unapologetically. You were chosen for this. You were built for this. You were destined for this. Now go be everything they said you could not be. Go be everything they tried to prevent you from becoming. Go be everything they feared you would rise into. Go be magnificent. Go be powerful. Go be free. The chase is over. They lost. You won. Now live